Blessings to all. Share this YouTube for everyone to see and kick the neck.
16. Nipalitha Miga Jatak. Miganti Palalathamane Kamayang Etha Khurin Lad Rathapain Yekena Sothina Jamsasnento Jabika Lahati Hoti Bhagini Hoti. Moreover, since Tiloguru Buddha resided in Khadarikarama because of the city of Kosam, Rahula Sthavira, who was a disciple, said this Jatak. Once upon a time, when the sage was staying in the temple called Agalava because of the city of Alav, many worshippers and monks came to the temple to listen to the sermon. They listened to sermons during the day. As time passed, the worshippers and monks did not go to listen to the sermon. Monks and worshippers were born in that parshad. From then on, it was customary to listen to sermons at night. At the end of hearing the sermon, the elder monk goes to the places where he has taken refuge and sleeps. The junior monk sleeps in the dining hall with the worshippers. When those worshippers and the younger ones fell asleep, some of them would exhale in imitation of Surasuru, gritting his teeth. Some people sleep a little and stand up. The monk, seeing this paradox, became the omniscient. The Buddha preached the precepts that if a certain monk performed sahaseya with anupasampanna and one sensana, he would become Pachityapatti, and he went to the city of Kosam. In that temple, the monks of the temple, the Venerable Rahula Sthavira, were instructed by the sage not to be one with the followers. Jatak was enacted. Now you know a place where you are closed, he said. First of all, that bhikkhu, out of respect for the omniscient and due to the auspiciousness of that venerable one, had come to the place where he had taken shelter. He gave a great treat to that Rahula Sthavira. He makes a short bed and gives him a robe. On that day, the Lord Rahulathamayan, also called Sarvathame, is my father, Sariyut Mahatheru is my teacher, Mugalam Mahatheru is my teacher, and Ananda Mahatheru is my stepfather. A word to Brahma Vamana, to the chamber of Varvas the doer, he dwelt in the night like Khu. What was the lock of the door of the chamber where the omniscient one was worshipping? The floor was filled with fragrance. Garlands of scented smoke were hung. The bread burns all night long. The Supreme Lord Rahulatame did not stay that night in that chamber. As the monk said that he knew a place where he had taken refuge, and because he was disciplined by the respect of the advice, he spent the night in that Varcha's hut. In the meantime, the bhikkhus saw that Rahula Sthavira coming from a distance, and to check that he was wealthy, he threw a dustbin or garbage box outside, and asked who had thrown it. When someone asked me if Rahula Sthavira went through this way, Lord, I did not know this. Lord, said the monk, asking for forgiveness. Thus, because of his discipline, Rahula Satvira lived the night in that Varchas chamber. Then before the dawn, Lord Buddha sat in the Varvas chamber and chanted. That Rahula Satvira also sat inside. The Buddha said, who is this? He said, who are you? He does not give me a place to stay for fear of getting into trouble. Now he said, I will rest here in this matter, whether it will be a place where no one will clash with others. After that, the monks asked Rahula Harana and the rest of the caste children what they were doing. After that, the monks were gathered together like an udasana, and by the hands of the Sariputra Shariputra Mahatheru, who was wearing the purple army, they asked where Rahula would lie today. Lord, I do not know. O Shariputras, today Rahula is staying in the house of Varkas. In this manner, Rahula Haranahuthipi made all the other caste children to sow. What did he do? When this was done, Dharma came to the consciousness of whether the Pravrajitas would not get help in this Buddha's order, and from now on, Anupasampanas should spend 2 days together near him, and on the third day, they should spend time outside knowing the three that they spend. At that time, the monks working in the Dhamsabha Mandapa were talking about the merits of Rahulasthavira. It was said that the monks knew three things that closed the door. I am the son of the Omniscient. When the monk was speaking, the Omniscient was sitting on the Buddhasana Mastaka that had been decorated in the Dhamsabha pavilion. Boiled with a story, he asked, Lord, when you spoke about the discipline of Rahulasthaviras and declared Enamhai, then, monks, Rahula Satyaviras will no longer be disciplined. In the past, it has been said that those born in the Tishina Yoni will be disciplined and disciplined. In the past, a Magadha king was ruling in Rajagaha city. At that time Mahabosatana was living in the forest surrounded by a group of beasts born in a beast's vagina. Then the sisters of those bodhisattvas brought their sons there and said, Nephew, teach your nephews the magic of beasts. The great Bodhi sent word to the sisters that it was good, and the child came in the afternoon and told them to learn. That animal handler also comes to the bodhisattvas and teaches the animal exercises within the time specified by Malinavan. The beast keeper was also walking in the forest one day and cried that he was tied to a male. The herd of beasts also ran away and told the mother of the fawn that your sons were tied to a flower. That beast also went close to the nephew and asked if your nephew has learned the magic of beasts. The great Bosatana also did not cast any doubt on your sons, and there is no oppression that they were improved by him and learned the ways of beasts. The bodhisattvas, who were now coming to please you, said thus, Dear Lord, I have taught many beasts of prey to the eight-hooved beast who grazes and cultivates, and who drinks wine at midnight. Therefore, the Bodhi creatures said that the six talented beasts, who had the six talented beasts, who held the wind with a breath of air, and settled on the earth, attacked them and said that your son will come to please you in a short time. In this way, the great Bodhi beings showed that they had taught their nephews the magic of beasts, and consoled their sisters without mourning. If the deer and the dead ones lie motionless on the ground and stretch out their legs with the ribs visible, hit them with the tip of their hooves near the thigh, dig up the soil and grass, spit out the urine, hang out their tongues, stretch their whole body straight, and take their stomachs by relaxing them. The eye is turned over and the air is covered by the Sankantasa Putta, and the upper Nasa Putta, the air that came out was held and the whole body became stiff and showed a dead form. Nilamaso also surrounded him. Crows were also hiding in that place. If he is hit by the sniya, he will be killed, and if he touches the deer's stomach, he will see that it has gone to the dirt in the morning. Start by cutting leaves. If the fawn was hit, it would stand up and stretch out on all fours from its body and run away like a cloud from the Mahavita and go near its mother. All wise monks, Rahula is no longer a disciple. Having said that he is disciplined in the past, this Jatak Dharma sermon has been delivered and he has completed the Thipilat Thamiga Jatak. The son-in-law at that time was Muvapatiyano, now Rahulasthavirayo. Upulvam Mahasataviri is the jewel of that deer. He said to himself, I am the Lord Buddha, named Muvano, who was fond of the baby deer.